morning, everybody. A happy Monday to all you PGA DFS fans out there. I guess it could be Tuesday or Wednesday if you're catching this a little later on in the week. I always let you know when I'm recording it, and for me, I am recording it here on Monday, and it is the top 5 values for the Wells Fargo Championship. And what I do each and every week, I give you my top 5 values, my top 5 fades, and my top 5 sleepers. Of course, the sleepers and fades, well, that needs a little bit more information than just these salaries, but for values, we can go ahead and jump right in as early as possible. So as we do each and every week, we go into Transparency Corner for a little while, and kind of a tale of two cities for me last week. My lower priced values, Sam Horsfield, Chase Seifert, and Lanto Griffin all missed the cut. Let's go back to Sam Horsfield for a second, though. He missed a 2.5 footer to make the weekend. Absolutely brutal. But then the top end, Keegan Bradley, well, we all know he almost won the event, and Jason Kokrak ended up in the top 15, top 20 yet again. So two really good values up at the top front, 7,900, 8,700 in Bradley and Kokrak, but my lower price guys missed. I'm going to go for a little bit different this week. I know I've never probably used the golfer above 9,500 this week, but even at his price, I think he is incredibly good value. We'll wait for him on the back end, though. Let's go ahead and start off top 5 values for the Wells Fargo here with Tom Lewis. And Tom Lewis, believe it or not, has made about 7 straight cuts now. Now, he doesn't have any course history here in the last couple of years, but recent form, like I said, is pretty good. And given the fact that he just came off a tough week at Copperhead, he comes over to the tough week at Quail Hollow. I like him this week. Strokes gain rank, here's why. 51st off the tee. Should certainly help him here this week. 109th on the approach, 148 around the green, and 161 putting. But that has been getting better slowly. All right, the next one, well, this is probably going to be more of a play on course history than it is necessarily on recent form. Although Aaron Wise, coming in at 7,100 this week on DraftKings, certainly has been playing better as of late, or at least has shown that he's been playing better. I know there's a couple miscuts in there, but there are always going to be with golfers like Aaron Wise and last week's winner Sam Burns and the alike. So for Aaron Wise here this week, at least in my opinion, coming in 18th and 2nd in his last 2 tries here at Quail Hollow, 44th off the tee, 53rd on the approach, 81st around the green, and 200 putting. Obviously one of the worst putters on tour, but in terms of other strokes gain rank, that's what we want here at this golf course, and he shows that he has some good comfortability with it. So I love Aaron Wise's value at 7,100 this week. Brandon Steele, he's going to be the next guy I go to. Nothing great here in course history, came in 54th last year, but at 7,700, he's in a range where there's actually a couple of guys that I like in terms of value. Steele is the one that I clicked here most recently as he's coming off a 4th place finish a couple of weeks ago. He's also coming off a 77th there at the Valero. So a little bit of a mixed bag for Steele. But when we look at his strokes gain rank, 62nd off the tee, 95th on the approach, 90th around the green. So inside the top 100 on all 3 strokes gain tee to green categories. And then, of course, putting, although we know that's variable, 141st this year. Moving on to my next one. This is Sung J M's territory here. 8,800. The guy has been 1 round away for what feels like the last 2 or 3 months. Last week at Copperhead, it was just the Saturday round that really just totally crushed him. Again, a pretty good bounce back Sunday. He was in position for another quality top 10 finish, but again, the one bad round is what we've been getting with Sung J, and I think that's going to break eventually. I don't know if it's here at Quail Hollow or say at Kiawah Island in a couple of weeks. That will break. He came in 31st here last year at Quail Hollow. When I say last year, I mean the last showing of this in 2019. Recent form, obviously, we know he didn't do as well as he should have at last week's Valspar. Looking at the strokes gain rank for Sung J, though, 7th off the tee, 85th on the approach, 170th around the green, and 30th putting. And of course, the irons have been getting better. When we look at his stats for last week, again, it was one bad round, or else he really would have played well. Short game looked like it came back into play. Again, we need to throw most of that out, though, because Sung J M, he had such a bad Saturday round. In fact, it might have been one of the worst rounds of the day. It was. He lost over 3.5 strokes on the day. So goes to show you that maybe just throwing that one round out should be able to get him pretty close to the top 10 there. So at 8,800 this week, I like his value. Okay, and now my top value on the board. Yes, I know he's 10,000 800, and it's rare that I recommend somebody this high on this section or this video, I should say. But Jon Rahm has come in the top 10 in 4 straight starts. It's a perfect makeup for him here on this golf course, where his strokes gained ranks 3rd off the tee, 17th on the approach, 27th around the green, and of course 122 putting. Not really too worried about that. He's done everything but win recently since he has had became a first-time father there a couple of weeks ago. So like Jon Rahm, 10,800 this week. I think he presents the best value and the most consistency right now at the top of the board. So, okay, 5-1 real quick. Tom Lewis, Aaron Wise, Brendan Steele, Sung J M, and Jon Rahm here this week for the Wells Fargo Championship. Of course, we've got a couple of more weeks. Just one, the Colonial, the Jordan Spieth Invitational. No, I'm just kidding. They go down to Texas for a week, and then it is the PGA Championship, of course, one of the biggest weeks of the year. So until next week, everybody, thanks for joining. Of course, make sure you like and subscribe to these videos so you get notified when the fades and the sleepers do come live, and of course, so much more. So thanks, everybody. We will see you on the other side. Cheers.